Is it my screen now? Can you guys see it?
Did you see Renee?
I did. I just promoted her to be a panelist. There she is. I'm going to unmute her here. Can you hear us? Are you there?
I'm here. Hold on. We're going to start the video.
I want to see your smiling face for sure.
Hold on.
We've got a fun webinar today. I don't know that we've ever had a real customer on to talk about their experience with our system. So we are very blessed today. You've got your regular crew. Victoria's on. Give us a wave, Victoria.
Victoria.
Hi. Hey.
She has her awesome headset on. I've got mine on too, so hopefully you can hear us.
There you are. Woo!
We see you. Yay!
Hey. Okay.
All righty. Are we good to go?
Okay.
First of all, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? Just tell us who you are, and then I'll start talking all about you.
Yeah, so my name's Dr. Renee Moran. I am a double board certified physician, and I own a medical spa in Newton Center, which is just outside of Boston.
So I've taken, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Forever since I started. So been almost 2 years, but our spa's been open. This will be, next month is our 1-year anniversary.
All righty. So I did a little bit of a bio for you here, but I've worked with Dr. Moran and her team, especially Sam, who you just saw her picture on the screen there, as has Victoria, to get them using basically all of our features. Like, you guys are power users. They use everything in the aesthetic record system. They've also gone through our growing pains with us. So we've had over the years lots of different systems, lots of different improvements, and even some more coming this week that Dr. Moran will fit some of the things that you like in our system that'll make it even better and easier for you. So we do have a chat coming through. Victoria, are you managing our chat today, or do you need me to help you out there?
No, we're good. So they just had mentioned they couldn't hear Dr. Moran very well, so we'll have you scream into the mic a little more.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
That's better for us. Is it better for you, Jennifer? Okay, Jennifer says yes, it's better.
Okay, good. I'll just shout a little bit.
Gonna shout. So the way we're going to work this, it's a little bit different today. So we're going to go through, Dr. Moran has provided her top 10 list. So the 10 things that she uses in AR that she feels really help her practice with success. And then as she kind of walks through her experience, her perspective, her thoughts, we'll kind of show that. And then we're going to flip over and have Victoria just walk through quickly where to find that feature in the system. And if you're a new user, or you're a user who's trying to learn more about the system or get more involved, this is a great time to get firsthand perspective. Dr. Moran's not only the injector or uninjector in her practice, she's also an employer, so probably dealing with some COVID-19 things right now, and then also a business owner. So you have all the things. You kind of do all the pieces. So you got a really good selection.
Yeah, one thing that I didn't give you for top 10, but one thing that is so important to us right now is that we are able to do our virtual consults. So that is huge for us. And, you know, I've heard other med spas having difficulty just in online chats that I'm a part of, that they can't find something that's HIPAA compliant because, you know, all of these Zooms keep getting hacked and things like that. So we're really fortunate that you guys have that as an offer for us. And you did it so quickly. So to be honest, I still work at the hospital like 3 days a week, and we just started doing telehealth visits this past Monday. So really, like, I was doing virtual consults for the spa way before our hospital, which is like a Harvard hospital, had it. So that was really amazing. And, you know, all our clients really appreciated that.
Well, thank you for that. We've got some more stuff coming tomorrow for telehealth too, so stay tuned. Well, I'm going to start with your first thing. I don't know if these are in any particular order, but I'm going to go in the order that you gave me.
Sure. Yeah, the first one I think was online booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is really great because it allows us to still interact with clients and new potential clients at all hours of the night. Because they don't have to call when the spa's open. You know, we don't have to have someone glued to the phone and worry about, you know, getting, you know, answering machine messages and things like that. So we have online booking, which we have a link to our website, and then also we're able to put it, you know, in our social media channels and things like that. And to be honest, you'd be really surprised, I think, just because we have a lot of paid ads and things like that. So people are scouring the internet at all hours. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have 4 consults booked that were like between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m. So it's really nice. And I think, you know, even people when they're on vacation or maybe in a different time zone, they can have full access to us, which is, you know, amazing.
So question for you, because I think one of the biggest pieces of this is when you book online, then the patient's like already in the system, it's all connected. Did you ever use a different booking system before that wasn't connected?
So when we first started, I didn't have anything that was still online. So I just had, you know, people calling or sending me emails, and like it was a mess. People were texting my personal phone, and it was just, you know, difficult to keep track of everything. So this just kind of made it so much simpler for everybody in the practice. And it's customizable too. So you can make it so that people have to enter their information and things like that, which helps, you know, puts them into our system so that they can get like automated messages and, you know, different newsletters and things like that, which is nice.
Perfect. I put a little picture of your site. You have, by the way, a beautiful website. If you guys should go check it out. But it's just like a little action button at the top right-hand corner. And it's just a URL that you get out of the system and you can just connect it. If you have a WordPress site, it's super easy, or really any site, it's really easy. I'm going to have Victoria, if you're ready, Victoria, I'm going to have you just kind of walk through real quick where to find, whoopsie, the things that we just talked about. I'm going to stop sharing, and Dr. Moran can speak to whatever we're going to look at on the screen.
You got it. I'm pulling it up right now.
And I'll give you guys a tease. As she's doing that, you're going to have a whole new calendar system. If you're a current user, you know the calendar headaches of the click and book and how people want to click and book. You're going to have click and book, we hope, Friday. So stay tuned. And we're going to use our demo account because we didn't want to have any HIPAA issues here. So we're going to use our lovely lines just to show real quick where to find these things.
Yeah. If my internet wants to work, we'll see here. Okay. So while this loads, I will take everybody through where you can get your online booking link. So inside of your appointments tab, and do note that I am logged into the control center. And so you can access your control center from any web browser. And we're going to go to Smart Configuration, Booking Portal. And you can actually customize the first little snippet of your portal. So we recommend putting your practice name right in here. Once that's ready to go, you're just going to save it. And then down below, you will notice you do have a URL for all of your clinics. And then you also have a URL if you're doing clinic specifics. So that URL will take you directly to that particular clinic. So all you have to do is copy this and then embed it to your website. And you are ready to go.
Yeah, and one other thing is also for us as providers, if we have the app downloaded to our phone, that's also a nice option because you can book an appointment for a client even when you're out and about. You know, if someone's calling or texting you after hours, and unfortunately some of our older clients, aren't too tech savvy. So, if they don't have a way to get online and book an appointment, we can do it really quickly for them, which is good too.
Okay, we're going to have you yell really loud again.
Okay.
Yell your heart out.
They're used to Victoria and me being super loud, probably.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So one thing I just mentioned was, even as providers, if you have the app downloaded to your phone, you can now make an appointment for a client. So if it's after hours and your phones are off the hook and someone calls or texts you or emails you and says, hey, I wanted to come back in for my Botox. Can I come in tomorrow? Do you have anything? You can go ahead and actually book them through the app, which is really nice.
And Victoria, will you just show us real quick while you're in here, to the same point, Dr. Moran, if they call the front desk, there's also a place here just to book from the front desk perspective without online booking. Right. That makes it easy too.
Yeah, so you can actually go straight to your appointments tab. You'll just click create an appointment. And then once you're at this screen here, it's going to pull from your current patient database. You can always enter in a new patient here, but you'll notice it pulls through Josh Smith. We choose our location, and then we would be prompted to fill out our service, the day and the time, etc.
And then Dr. Moran, in your practice, because I don't know the answer, I didn't actually book. I didn't want to mess up your flow here. Do you guys use the cancellation fees at all?
We do. We just started doing that. So people will enter in their credit card information, and if they don't show up or don't call to reschedule, they get charged.
Yeah, so just had a question come through about that. So there is a cancellation fee. I think to your point, even if it's a small amount, it's such a great idea because people, if they have to pay anything, or at least the idea of having to pay, they come, or they'll at least call in advance and tell you have to cancel or rebook. They won't just no-show you, which I know, especially right now, when we first come back from this, we want to have a booked schedule full of revenue-producing people, 0 no-shows.
Right.
So.
And it's nice because they will also get reminders that are automated and you can customize that. So for us, we'll send them, information about parking, about taking public transportation, how to do all that in their little reminders. And that's really great for, just kind of prevents extra phone calls, if you will. So it's nice.
Yeah. That's a great point. And while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and loop everyone in. So inside of that appointments tab, you can click on Smart Configuration. You'll go to Communications. This first section here, this would be, any parking information or anything relevant to get into your practice. And then if you go to your booking section, you can actually customize every single one of these little boxes here. So you can customize that with any important information as well as those text messages. So we highly recommend utilizing that.
Yeah. And now with the telehealth, you said you're using it. The link is just right there in the email or on their phone. They can just click on their phone and go right to it.
So easy. And, I didn't get a moment to actually go through the tutorial. And I called Sam. I go, Sam, I have virtual consults. What I do? She goes, oh my gosh, it's the easiest thing. Just click the red button that says join meeting and they're going to be there. I'm like, are you sure? And sure enough, it was so easy.
That's what we want to hear. Because the first couple days, it wasn't quite as easy. So you came in at a good time.
And people are really understanding, especially right now, with what's going on. I think some people just aren't very tech savvy too. So it can take a little bit of time and it's going well so far.
Great. Well, I'm going to hop back over to your next list of things. And I think next up here we have my favorite, the point of sale.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
I can see it. So
okay, perfect.
The one thing I would say is when we first started, we were using Square. And that was completely different. So we were having to, run different reports and everything. And then we were like, oh my gosh, Aesthetic Record offers their own point of sale. Why aren't we doing this? And this we find is so much more convenient because one, it tracks your inventory. So now we know exactly, how much we have. We can set it so that it sends us alerts like, when it hits below 5 or 6 for product, or it even helps us, you can also set alerts for your expiration dates on your products, which is really great. But it's just so much easier and simple, like just to have everything in one system. So if someone comes for Botox, I think maybe you can pull something up just so I can show them. But if you're just tapping on the forehead how many units you're doing, it's automatically calculating that for you. So when you go, I just hand my iPad to Sam and I say, okay, ready for checkout. And she can see everything that I did in the room where she couldn't be. And I don't have to talk about it in front of anybody that's in the waiting room. So no one knows like what they had done, and they can just come out, give them their credit card, and it's really like a smooth transaction.
Okay, we're back on the can't hear you wagon. We've got some chats coming in.
Oh my God.
Is your volume up all the way?
It's up all the way. Is that better? I'm yelling.
You may have to sit with your phone.
Yeah, you may have to try to like hold it up close to your mouth. All right.
Okay.
But I think I put a couple things on the slide list just to kind of, because there's so many things that we do at the point of sale, just to run through them, and people get a little crazy about rates and this and that and the other. But I think the big thing, to your point, the invoices come right from the patient chart. So if you're charting Botox on me, then the invoice says Botox on it. We also have the ability to ring up guests. So I know when we did Valentine's Day, people loved this because they could run in and get something for their wife or for their husband and not have to become an actual patient, which was nice. We'll go through membership plans. We've got lots of options. If you were on our live yesterday, we talked about that a lot, memberships and subscription plans. We have our e-gift cards now. I know that you guys do some gift cards on the site, but they're also in the system.
Yep.
We said cancellation fees already. And then I know people who do events, which I'm a big event nerd. I love events.
Yeah.
All the prepayments. That's a big thing. If they pay tonight, then it's still in their wallet 6 weeks later when they come in for the actual treatment.
Right.
And then, of course, you mentioned running cards right from the iPad. It's super simple to do. You can also run them at the front desk if you want. So I think the point of sale integration has so many implications to make things easy and not get lost in the shuffle that I'm sure you guys are crazy busy all the time. I think it just helps with the flow of the practice.
Right.
So,
and I think also with the wallet, we're big BD and Aspire users. So you can also keep that in someone's wallet. So as they're checking out, you can pull back, how many points they have, which translates into their dollar amount. So when you're checking out, and it calculates everything for you, which is really nice. You can also customize different discounts and do like, we have friends and family, so it automatically calculates that. It does your sales tax if it's for products, and it's really easy.
Well, speaking of more things to come next week, there'll be a big announcement about one of those things you just mentioned that will make everyone's life easier, that we are so happy about. But I'm under a non-disclosure until the cat's officially out of the bag. So just wait for that. But I'm going to let Victoria flip on over. Yeah, while you're flipping over, Victoria, we had a question about if you have more than one clinic, are all your patients together? And you get to make a choice. So you can either do all of your clinics in one account, like you saw with Victoria when she went into our account. We have lovely lines, we have beautiful aesthetics. You can make them a pot of patients, but they're all in different clinics. Or you can make them actually separate clinics, and we do like an enterprise dashboard that allows you almost like a chain or franchise kind of view, where they're completely separate systems or accounts, but you're kind of over them like a bird's eye view. So you can do either way. It's really based on what you want to do. So the next question while you're also flipping over is when you call after hours, do you have a phone forwarding software that you like? Dr. Moran, do you guys do phone forwarding?
No, so our business phone is actually a cell phone. So we just take it home and decide, after hours, usually Sam will take it, and then she gets a day or two off, and then I'll take it on the weekend, just so we have, full access, only because really, if someone has an emergency, like a filler emergency, God forbid, or a reaction to something, they need to be able to get in touch with you, in my opinion, for 24 hours a day. And me being a physician, I am the medical director. I need to have access to that. So we don't forward anything over, but we rarely get phone calls after hours.
Because they can just go online and book, right? They don't need to call you. They can do it all right there.
Yeah, so it's really just for like random questions or directions sometimes, things like that. But usually people will use online booking just because it's so convenient.
We do hear that Ruby Receptionist is a great live after hour service.
Okay.
And then we had a question about the gift cards, and if you're doing prepayment, putting the money in the wallet. So to Jennifer's question, we have a couple choices. So Dr. Marie, I don't know if you guys ever have people who come in and buy a gift card for someone else. They get a nice little email that goes to their email inbox with a little redemption code on it. So that's certainly one option.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yep. And then you could obviously put it in the wallet too, but it really depends on however you want to do it. It may be more of like, I want to gift you a present, so it's going to come to your email as a present versus me putting it in my own wallet. So Jennifer, that may be where you could do one or the other. And now we have the feature where you could sell it for $100, but give the patient a value of like $150. So there's like a discount kind of built in for the buyer. That's also a nice feature too. All right, so Victoria, I think, is in the system.
We are in. Okay, so, all right, if we go back into our web account and we go to the point of sale section, first of all, you will want to make sure that your point of sale settings are turned on. So all you have to do is click into POS, you'll turn this little toggle on, you'll click a button that says set up my account, you'll fill out your details, and then you're ready to go. So once you get that set up, this point of sale tab is really kind of like your command center for everything, membership-wise, discount-wise, gift cards, things of that sort. So in this section, you will notice promotions. You can create any special packages. We have an April Fool's discount. And the nice thing about this too, if we can find, let me find a package. So here's a package. So For example, this section is popularly used for creating packages. So if you wanted to do a package and you're offering, 3 sessions of a chemical peel or microneedling, you can then enter in that discounted value. Now, the benefit of this that we sort of talked about a little bit ago is that it actually sends over to the patient wallet. So when a patient purchases this, those sessions go into their wallet. So it's super easy for your staff to see where things are at. Regardless of who's working, your AR account inside of the patient's profile is going to host every single session or dollar credit that's remaining within the account. The other section right over here is going to be everything membership related. So someone turned my membership program off, but we'll turn it back on. So over here to the right, you will notice there is this little edit icon. That allows you to create a membership program. You do have the ability to create multiple memberships inside of Aesthetic Records. So a lot of our clients that are using memberships are taking advantage of that. They're creating different levels, or they're creating different clubs, like a body contouring club and an injectables club, things of that sort. So those are just some ideas to play around with. But down below, this is where we actually add in all of our different membership types. So you'll notice if we click add new type, we enter in all of those particular details. You can associate free products or services. So if they get like a free facial every month, that will automatically go into the patient wallet upon their transaction running automatically every month. So once again, this is an automated service where you're completely hands off with the process. So it's definitely nice to take advantage of. And then
Before you move on, real quick. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oops.
Go to gift cards.
Clicking.
Go to gift cards. Yeah.
We're going to gift cards. Okay, we're here.
I was going to talk about disputes, but go for it.
Okay, we'll talk about the fun stuff first. So inside of here, this is where you build all of your e-gift cards. You can customize the name of the gift card. So we recommend building like happy birthday gift cards or, happy holidays. And you can choose how long the gift card is valid for. You can set your price and then the value. So if you were doing like a special, buy or spend $100, you get $125 gift card type of deal. You can enter in that value right here. So that's how you would apply that for your gift cards. And then we're going to hop over to disputes real quick.
So I just want to mention one thing.
I'll let you run with this.
Dr. Moran, do you guys ever have disputes, customers who charge back credit cards?
We actually just got one, and it's from one of our younger clients who I think her dad pays the credit card and didn't recognize the charge. So we're actually in the middle of this right now, which she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My dad just didn't realize it because she bought a bunch of hydrofacials, and I guess he just didn't, I don't know, she didn't tell him or something's going on. But, there are people who use other people's money to pay for their stuff, and
happens all the time.
So we're actually just in the middle of the dispute. So we just had to provide documentation, and it was really easy. We're just now it's the back and forth, just waiting to hear back.
I think you make a good point. There's also people who will dispute. This happens because obviously Victoria and I do a lot with disputes with customers who the patient actually gets treated. We have a before and after. We see where they were treated, and they still dispute, like, I never received the product. Right. So because it's tied to your system, you can export the patient chart. So once a person disputes, the HIPAA world is broken. So because they've disputed it with the credit card company, you can now respond with the patient record. So you can just go into your system from this dispute. We don't have any now, luckily. And you can just send the patient export out to the credit card company and say, I can see Victoria. I mean, we see where we've tracked on her face. We've seen the injections, the before and afters. So if you're fighting with the credit card dispute, it's actually really nice to have it already baked in. Yeah. And this is the exact same way that that our processor sees it. So it's kind of a frictionless system.
Right. And same for us. So like in our consent form, it says, I agree to pay for this service. So we sent that. We sent the before and after photos. I'm like, well, it's in their hands now. I mean,
right.
So hopefully we'll hear soon. But yeah, that was our only one.
You guys are some gift card lovers. We were getting chats about gift cards like crazy. Someone asked about doing the plastic one. So one of our customers, I know over Christmas, they used our gift card, like what we do in the actual system, but then they would give out really nice, like custom branded, just plastic gift cards that you don't run. So gift cards that you actually run, like the swipe, are actually quite challenging to do. So that's why I put it in the wallet, because it's just a little bit easier. But yeah, you can make them really nice and pretty for sure.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So we have the same thing. So we do e-gift cards, but then we printed out little gift cards just so someone has something to open up, you know? We put little rosebuds in there and like a little, a little sachet kind of bag, and then they have something that they can open. But we just keep note of that in their wallet, like so and so bought a gift card for them, and it's all set.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry, I stole your thunder.
No, that's great. That's great. And we do have a few more questions here. So we had a question about the cost for point of sale. So if you email info@aesthetic record with your last 3 months of processing, we'll get a customized rate for you. And then we've got another question here. So Christine, we just talked about those plastic gift cards. So that answered that. And let's see. So if you're not using ARPOS, can you still sell the gift cards online and keep their credit on file? So not at this time. Basically, it's all interconnected and it talks back and forth to each other. So right as soon as you purchase that e-gift card for a recipient, it's going to go directly into that patient wallet automatically. So it's all connected really with the way it passes information back and forth. All right, and that's all of our questions for now.
Back to photos and videos, one of my other favorite features. You were like in my head with your top 10 list. I think you were channeling me.
Yeah,
And
we
go
love
ahead.
this. Oh, sorry. So there's so many improvements since once we, initially started with Aesthetic Record and now. So now it's really seamless. Like there's a grid on there. It marks your face out. There's a ghosting, which you can probably show what that means. It's hard to describe, but basically, if you've done a before photo, when you're taking your after photos, there's, like a little grayed out image of the person before. So you can actually line everything up beautifully. And then what I tend to do if patients want to see their before and after photos and take them home with them, I will just export them so I can send it and I can put it in, one of those before or after apps so they can like see, either half their face or whatever they want to, keep track of. And we do it for pool sculpting, things like that too. So we love this because it's just so nice not to have paper anymore and to keep everything just in one spot. And then I know we didn't really touch too much upon this, but when I talked to you about what we were going to talk about, but TouchMD is integrated now, and we're unfortunately right before we got shut down, we were just starting to kind of do that too. So our images can go there as well, which is nice, and that's kind of like their own portal that the patients can have.
Yeah, so the TouchMD integration, if you guys don't know that exists, right now we're like in phase 1, so we're sending things back and forth like patient names and such, and then step 2 will be to have actual images that are going back and forth as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And I've put a picture on here of what you were talking about, the export. So you see Jazz, the before and after. And then I took the most hilarious video ever today to show you, because it's hard to demo before and after videos as a single person. So don't judge me, but I'm going to see if this will play and you guys can get a big laugh out of this. Let's see if this is in our provider app. So you log in, pick whatever thing you want. I picked furrow. So if the patient doesn't know what that is, we have a little demo. And then I can really furrow right now because I have no toxin in my poor face. And once they save it and use it, you do the upload, and then just like the pictures, to your point, it's in their chart. And you can stitch together before and after videos too, in much the same way. So pardon my beautiful video. I know it looked really gorgeous there, but hideous. Well, I'm going to flip over and let Victoria show us. And now, do you guys, as she's doing that, do you guys ever put those on social media or do anything with them, like promotionally speaking?
So we will, and so one of the things that's also good is in the consent forms, we have a photo release form. So whenever they're coming in for their after photos, we ask them, hey, are you comfortable with this? If not, would you mind if we use it and just black out your eyes or any identifiable, markings on their face if they have a mole or a piercing or whatever. And then we can, put it over to social media.
And they are high resolution, like crazy high resolution. So they should look really good, even in the export for anything social or website or even like a B&A book or something. They should all print really nicely for that.
Yeah. And we're we're kind of in the process now that we're in quarantine, just making before and after photo books too for our waiting room. So it's nice because we have all that. We can just export it out.
That's awesome. I love it. So, all right, everyone. So I'll take you guys through how to use that before and after function through the Aesthetic Record app. So do keep in mind that this is part of the Accelerator plan. So we have the Essentials plan and the Accelerator plan. So if you have the Accelerator program or plan, you get access to before and after videos. So we are inside of our little client Bianca here. And if we wanted to, either compare those or add the videos, once you actually log that procedure, there will be a button down here where you can click Add Videos. So what you'll notice here is that you choose the format of the video that you're looking for. So if we wanted to do this,
I chose a lovely photo.
It'll give you an example here, and then you just click Proceed to Recording. This is a picture of my desk, but you would then be able to record your patient at that point in time. So let's cancel that.
So I'm going to do a few cues here. So the TouchMD integration, yes, we can help you with that. So if you're on the same plan, Accelerator plan, in your settings tab, when you go to your settings tab and there's like the whole menu on the left-hand side at the very bottom, it says integrations. If you have TouchMD, just contact them. They'll give you an API key, which is like a 16 very long digit number. And they'll give it to you in all these little bits and pieces because it's protected and you have to kind of put them back together. We can help you do that. And it syncs usually in a couple hours. You can sync existing patients and new patients. It's really, really simple. And then for outside sources, yes, you can upload a picture into the system. And I'm sure Victoria's probably showing that right now. I've got my Q&A in front of my screen here.
Can you see my screen again?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Zoom kicked me off because I was trying to record a video. So anyway, that's okay. So a few other things. So I just took everyone through how to record a video. Now, when you actually record those videos, you can use the before and after tool. So right up here in the top corner, the little blue icons next to each other, you choose the body part, and then this will allow you to choose photos or videos. You choose whichever one you're looking for. And then it will allow you to swap between different procedures to basically set those photos or videos up in comparison with one another. Now to answer the question about uploading uploading photos from like your photo gallery, for example, if we actually click into the procedure, you will notice in the top that there's this little icon with a head and it's like a square. So if we click on that, we can choose the photo that we would like to change. So if I choose, change the front photo, at this point in time, it will allow us to choose gallery. You can take a photo or use the template. And real quick, if we do click that take a photo button, this is the shadowing function that Dr. Renee was speaking towards. So once you start to accumulate those photos of your patient, you can actually use this to line up the photos and get super consistent before and after images. If you're just starting off though and you don't have a previous photo of your patient, there is the grid function on the bottom right side. So that's kind of where you would use that to, if you were taking a picture of the face, split it into thirds, and then start to capture those before and after images.
We did have a question about pictures being grainy. There was a time in history that we had some issues of that, or I'm sorry, being blurry. But Kim, to the current life, no, they are extremely high resolution. So as long as you're using, a relatively current iOS system, which you'd have to be using a current app system for our system to work, you shouldn't have any blurry issues. This is going to sound really stupid, and don't hate me for it, but it happens to me all the time on things, and it's because my camera is blurry, and I have to like clean it off. But the actual pictures themselves should be extremely high resolution. But again, there was a time, I don't know, maybe a year ago, Victoria, or so, where we had like a little bit of a like a grainy issue for a little bit there, but not anymore. So if you want to reach out to us, I want to look at your system, see if we can help you on that, because it shouldn't be happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go back. We're not going very fast, so I got to go back. Let me share my screen. I think we get faster though as some of these features come on. So, all right, let's go back over here. Number 4, inventory. Now, we just had a big class on this one last week, so we won't have to go into all this. You can hook up to our webinar channel and see all that. But I want to hear about how you guys use inventory.
Yeah, so whenever we get product shipped in, Sam will go through and take, she has an admin day where she kind of just goes through, Sam's our spa manager, sorry. She
May have
goes
to
through
speak up
and
just a little bit. May have to
Oh,
yell
sorry.
again.
Okay, so whenever we get products shipped into the spa, we will have one day dedicated to just doing inventory where we'll add in, 5 more vials of Botox, how many units are there, the expirations, and then any products in there as well, which is really important right now because we're selling a lot of products because people just want to take care of their skin while they're at home. But yeah, it's really simple. You just add it into the inventory, and then if you're connected to the POS system, it will subtract based upon, what you just did, or, if it was, 50 units of Botox, it will subtract that for you. And you can set alerts. So you can set it for like when it's less than, you got less than 400 units left, or you've got, 6 moisturizers left, or what have you. So that's really nice. And it also, the expirations, which is good.
Yeah, we went through some lot number reporting, I think, on the last webinar, then the new POs, the new suppliers. And we had a question here about not adding a second supplier or having an issue. No, reach out to us. I'll help you with that, because you should be able to add as many suppliers as you have products in your system. And then we did have a question really quickly, which I think will help all of us, about your preferences to save time. You're about to cut a lot of steps out of your procedures that are going to make things way easier so that you don't have to go through all 6 steps. So that'll be coming soon with some really neat must-have features. So I won't, again, let the cat out of the bag, but some fun things happening there. And then we have a question here about the locking mechanism. Yes, there is a kiosk mode that has a little lock in the top of the iPad that your passcode or your password will allow it to be unlocked, but you can put it in kiosk mode, hand it to the patient, go mix up your Botox, come back, and they could have done everything with only their specific information.
Mm-hmm. And Christine, we'll send you a screenshot of where you can find that, but when you're pulling up a consent or a questionnaire, there's a lock icon in the top right-hand corner. So all you have to do is click that, you pass it to your patient, they can take care of everything, and then when you're ready to unlock it, just click it again, enter in your password.
All righty, and we have a new reconciliation report. I don't know if you guys are using that yet to count all your retail products, but that's been a nice option for us, a new option. So lots of things in inventory. So again, last week we had a webinar, 2 of them, I think, on inventory. So we won't belabor that. So you can keep going on your must-haves.
Okay.
So like it's a countdown, number 5.
I know. So this is really key for us, is that we are just using a specific aesthetic EMR system, which from what I hear from other people, I mean, I've always used Aesthetic Record. Prior to this, I was just using paper, so that was kind of tough too. But it's all geared to everything that you have already in your spa, right? So you don't have to worry about, other, some things will come with like preset questionnaires or what have you on like, GYN history and things like that, which may not pertain to you because you're not doing any GYN procedures and so forth. So it's really nice to have something that's super easy. It already knows like, okay, they're coming in for toxin. I just have to double tap on their forehead. I can put little drawings on where I did their filler. It's just super easy to use, and like I said, it keeps track of everything too. So you can preset like this picture that's right here for your Botox, depending on how you use your dilution, you can set it. So like anytime I tap, it's going to be 2 units or 4 units, or if you do 5 and 10. So it's really customized towards aesthetics, which is nice.
And you'll get another new feature. It's like a new feature.
I know you guys always have
bingo in here.
Yeah.
Either next Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, whenever the Apple Store releases it, you're going to have a new charting tool called Standard Packages, where you can make recipes. So you can put multiple things together into one injection set, so that when they come on the invoice, maybe it's like a vampire facelift, it automatically includes the PRP, the syringes, etc., all in one thing, so you're not having to charge them out separately. And it's not a package, not promotional. It's like a true, like a recipe card. Like if you're a surgeon, that might make sense, like a recipe card kind of thing. But anywho, that's coming next week, so even easier, but very tailored to your point to aesthetics. Yeah. But we're learning medical with telehealth. We're learning medical in the moment right now. So we had a few questions come up. I think some of those questions, let's see, we had a question about business insights. We'll talk about that at the very end about the dashboard, but we have 75 reports and business insights that cover everything from your employee productivity to time clocks to sales to cost of company to gross margin. Anything you want is basically in the business insights, and we're adding new things to that every day. So I'm going to keep on trucking here, see what's next. All right. I think you touched on this, Victoria, a little bit about the customizable appointment reminders.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Moran, are you guys using the two-way inbox at all for patients texting back to you guys?
So that was one thing we tried, and then we stopped using it only because we couldn't, we don't get alerts when someone's texting us. So unless someone is literally sitting there, logged in, checking that, and so it was difficult because we had people who were on our schedule and were like, oh, I sent you a text and I canceled like 2 days ago, and then sure enough, we go in and be like, oh my gosh, like we haven't checked this in a day. So we actually shut ours off just because of that.
Great feedback. We've heard that from a couple different people. Victoria's shaking her head yes, because we've heard that. So that's one of the things. There is a two-way inbox. If a patient responds back, hey, I can't make it, I'm late or whatever, I need to change my appointment, it comes to an inbox. You can then text the patient directly. We are working on our patient app right now, so it'll be a different communication level. But yes, I agree with you. We need a bell or a notification or something that lets you know that there's, yep, totally agree with you. But I think that even the communications here you guys saw earlier, there's like little snippets. So you can move things around, make your own custom messaging. One of the things for the meeting link for the virtual terminal is to let patients know, make sure you have, a phone or an iPad or a desktop, make sure you're in a place where they can hear you. You can like give them little custom things about like their virtual appointment. So lots of information there too. I think we had a question come in. Let's see, about her treatment marks on the prior picture. You can draw, you can do the dots that we saw there. You can basically customize the whole facial injection template, however you want to do it. And if you're, to your point, if you're using Dysport, you can set your ratio 2.5 to 1 or 3 to 1, so that if you want to chart Botox units, it's still going to take away Dysport units, like the real actual units from the vial, and you don't have to do the mathematical conversion in your head if that's hard for you. I speak Dysport, so but if you speak Botox, maybe it's a little bit more challenging. Okay, we have more chats. Okay. Okay, we have got call for cancellations, add on more time, just because they're slow. Let's see here. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm reading the chat. So one person on here said they make them call for the cancellations, or to add on extra time. So yeah, certainly we want them to always call for things, but the new calendar will help too with some of this. It's not going to be quite so smart. So you can do a lot of things in the calendar that's coming soon that you couldn't do before. So the text messages right now do not accumulate in their chart. That is hopefully one of the things that we're requesting to be done. But let's see here. They do come into the inbox. So right now they're not sent to the patient chart, but that's a great piece of feedback that we have talked about at length, emails and text to their charts. Mm-hmm. So I like this, like a brainstorming session. I like this. All right. And then one of my favorites, because I bet you have great scores at your practice, NPS.
I love that. So when people leave, actually sometimes when they're still checking out, we have it automated so that they get, a little satisfaction survey. How was your treatment today? It kind of rates them on a scale of 1 to 5. And then I can go in and just kind of give that to whoever the provider was and give them feedback. And it's just really great just to kind of keep improvements going and see how we're doing, Of course, we love like Google Business Reviews, things like that, but this just comes immediately. And I feel like when it's right on someone's mind and they're walking out the door and they feel rejuvenated and they're feeling really good, they're more apt to do the survey. Whereas if you, send them a reminder or an email or ask them later, people aren't going to do it. So we love this, and you can run reports off of this, which is really good.
Yeah, you can look at it by the clinic, the service, or the provider. I think one of our webinars, I mentioned that we had a clinic who was getting really low scores, NPS, on a service. It's because it hurt really bad and they weren't aware of how much it actually hurt, and they wouldn't have known if they didn't look at their NPS, because people love the result, but the process of the procedure, I've had it done, was quite painful. So I think you can tell a lot from your NPS scores, and your point is all reportable. So that those asking about reports, you can report by patient, clinic, or service. You can see percent return, percent not returned. You can set your cadence, you can build your surveys. So there's all kinds of things on the survey tool, and it's in that same area that Victoria was at earlier with all the communications and things. So we have another queue coming up here.
I'm
Can the survey
responding
be
to a lot of
sent
them
immediately?
as they
Oh
come
yeah.
in too.
All righty. Good, because we got to keep her going.
Mhm.
Do you ever get any, this is a loaded question, do you ever get any bad reviews or bad scores that you then know to like call and figure out what's going on?
Yeah, so we actually got someone, it alerted me that it was a low score. And it was just that the person wrote a comment, but they didn't actually fill out the number. So it recorded it almost as if it were 0. So that brought our scores down. So I just had to run a report and just kind of open everything, look into it that way. But we've been doing well otherwise.
I figured you were. I think for some practices who aren't quite as lucky as you, this is also a stopgap before a patient goes to Google. If they're giving you bad scores here because they want you to know that they don't like you, then before they go to Google, you can try to call and say, hey, what happened? Let's fix this before you blast me on Yelp that I have to pay $1 million to get back on the top of the Yelp, food chain. So, Victoria, you got more cues.
I know.
We do have B12 and IVs. We have lots of things in the health timeline. So the new and improved health timeline can do all of your non-picture required procedures, including a lot of your insurance-esque medical type things. So Christina, we would love to show you that. Let us know.
Yep.
We can do all kinds of fun things there. All right, back to our PowerPoint deck. Maybe if I can get it to click. Here we go. And we've kind of already talked about this, but how do you guys use packages? I think you mentioned cool sculpting in your email to me.
Yeah, so we do cool sculpting packages, cool tone packages. We do IV packages, hydrofacial, Vivace. So we have so many different packages. So this is really nice just to kind of keep track of everything. But you can probably go through and just show how to do that. But Sam kind of takes care of that, with checkout and things like that and different promotions we're running. So it's great just to have, everything all lined up. It's in their chart. So when they come in, we know, okay, they're here for their second out of their 4th hydrofacial or what have you.
Yeah, I put a little screenshot on here. Victoria went through it, but I think we do like just gross discounts, like percentages off, BOGOs. Everybody loves a BOGO.
Yep.
Product pairings, to your point, if you're putting things together that really aren't like a discount, they just kind of match. And then you can figure out free product quantities. You can mark how long until it expires. So if you want it to only be good for so long, which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of collect these in a thing called a POS quick button. So let's say you're doing a big promotion around, I don't know, 4th quarter where it's like Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, all these like big sale days. You can make like a sale tab. So if you go into your POS, you just click the button and all your packages will show up. You can pick from the package list. You don't have to think about it quite so hard. So I think these are great. If you're doing lots of events, they're really, really good.
Yeah, especially we have a lot of people, different PTOs and schools ask us to donate. So we'll just have like the name of the school. And so anyone who's coming in, we're like, oh, they're a ward mom. So they're getting, 20% off, or they come from this school. So we can keep track and just see also in terms of our advertising, things like that, like, okay, who, was buying stuff from this school or whatever thing that we ended up, giving a discount or a package to or some sort of charity donation.
Yes, our portable, so you can see in the Business Insights tab to the reports mentioned earlier, all your packages, even your discounts. You can also see a thing called short-term liability. So to your point, if you sold 2 of 4, you can see that like the liability on your business of whatever's left over that's been paid for but not used. It's like right now, kind of a nice number to know of what all's outstanding that you got to make good on when we come back from this COVID shutdown. So that's all in there too. All right, I got 2 more. We got 10 minutes. We can do this, ladies. I feel it.
Power through.
Power through. Oh, Business Insights. Here we are. Let me look at the Q&A. Victoria, do you want to flip over to Business Insights while we chat about it briefly? That way we can just kind of get a quick view. Let's see what we have here. We had a chat coming up. Can you take more than one discount? Yes, you could do a package and also add a discount on top, right, Victoria? I'm not crazy when I say that, am I?
I believe.
I was going to say, am I crazy? But the
We'll
answer
verify.
is yes.
Yeah, you should be able to.
You can layer on.
Yeah.
You can also add discounts and
didn't-
wallets.
Yeah, even if you didn't program something, it gives you like custom when you're checking out.
Yep.
So you can just put in like whatever percentage or dollar amount too. And then there's a comment area. So we'll just write like, I don't know, whatever discount you feel like giving that day, like a friend and family or something that's just not programmed. So we just type that in.
And you can always apply wallet money and discounts. Like you can apply lots of things on the checkout screen. All right. We had a person ask specifically about sales reports. We have a tremendous amount of sales reports in our Business Insights tab. You want to click on, here's like a gross sales report. So people, obviously this is like your entire business snapshot. We can look at deposit slips and total sales, gross sales, net sales, procedures, payment record, payment methods. There's lots of things in just like the snapshot view. And here's that discount report at the bottom. If you're using those pre-configured discounts, you can see, yeah, right now I have no money in our system because we're not working. But you can see all the different discounts, lots of friends and families here in this system.
Yeah.
But then in this same report, if you just click the sales at the top, you get lots of, you click the actual hyperlink to the Business Insights underneath Business Insights.
Which one? This one?
To the far left.
This one.
No, underneath the big heading, Business Insights. Click right there, right there. So these are all your sales related reports. Yeah, so you can look at, I don't know if you guys do commissions like for your estheticians and things, or even your like products.
This is good for like payroll, and we give all this information. We'll run the reports, give them to our CFO, and then he'll do our monthly meeting just based off of all of this.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to mention one other quick thing too. So this package sales report, so this is a great report as well. So we've talked about earlier, how do we build those packages within the aesthetic record account? So once you build any of those packages and you actually start selling them, this report is really great to review and to see, how effective, a special offering is. But it'll list out, how many packages you've sold and then the total sales amount associated. So lots of good stuff in here.
Lots of QuickBooks questions. Yes, so there will be an integration. Don't you worry. Coming soon. And then some discussions about the categories of injectables. We are working through some of that. So to add more and more things on there, especially as more products are launched in the marketplace, keeping up. We have 2 different new categories launching this year that aren't even part of current injectable world. So there's got to be some updates there too. So yeah, if you do bonuses, so on the time clock report, I don't know if it's bonuses, but you can look at per provider. You can look at what they're bringing in. So if you do certain numbers, you can do an average sales per patient per provider. So like in a given hour of Dr. Moran's time, she's accumulating $400 on average. So you can look at all your averages, and then there will be some new additions to the payroll report to look at time when they're in the room injecting or performing a procedure of any sort versus time on the clock not doing a procedure. So you can almost separate your days out. If you want to pay them more for productive time than you pay them for not productive time, it'll help you to vary that out in the time clock. But for gross and net numbers, yes, Christine, we will help you. Send us an email. I will get on the phone with you and help you go through all those reports. Okay, and then I think we're on our very last one. Let me go back because I'll leave a few minutes here for any final questions. All righty, and our very last thing here is the dashboard view.
Yeah. So this is customizable. So like what I see is not the same as what, an administrative person sees. You can, check off what you want everybody to have available to them. And again, this kind of ties in with what we just talked about in terms of reports and things, but I can just, when I open up my aesthetic record, my dashboard immediately tells me, like I've set it to, what are the sales today? What did we sell the most of? Who sold what? And everything's on there for me. So it's just like quick and easy. I don't have to like go digging or even run certain reports if I just want, today, or I can change it for this month or the time frame. I can just do whatever I want.
I don't know if we want to show that, Victoria, but we had a great question coming in that I think is super relevant. We had someone ask, based on the fact that you work in the hospital and in the medical spa, how do you get all this integration done? How did you set all this stuff up? How did you get going with AR?
Yeah, so really early on, someone I think had told me about aesthetic record at a conference, and I think it was at AmSpa actually. I went to like a boot camp of AmSpa, and someone sitting next to me said, "Oh, have you heard of this aesthetic record?" So I just immediately, I'd been in practice for a few months, and I was so sick of just doing everything on paper. And we were renovating our space, so I thought this is the perfect time to start, right? So we just signed up for aesthetic record, and I think one of the best features too that we didn't talk about, but there's a little icon on the bottom, and you can chat with someone anytime, and they're always available. They will get you out of a jam, or you're like, where the heck do I find this? I know I did it 2 days ago, and now I can't remember. They're always so willing and so really great about just kind of showing and guiding you through, even if we're like, we've asked the same question 5 times, we're so sorry, but they're always happy to help you. And it's really nice because the days I'm at the hospital, I have the phone. So I have my app. I can just kind of go in, look at my calendar for the day to see, okay, I end my day here at 4, then I have a couple clients tonight, and then, I'm there all day tomorrow. What's my schedule look like? If people are reaching out to me, like Sam will text me when I'm at the hospital and be like, can you look up this client? She's asking about her before photo. Did you, or a question about how many units she had. Can you just see what you thought for next time, or whatever it is? And it's just really easy because it's so accessible.
And I would say to that same point, for like basic getting started, we do about 5 training sessions. Take the training. If you're doing it on your own, because the system is it's very smart, but because it's so smart, sometimes it's hard to understand like how things all fit together and the logic. So bite the bullet and take a couple hours, do the onboarding. Our webinar channel, we have tons of new trainings on there. We're building a 30 part video series that's in micro learnings for you. And then if you have any questions to your point, chat with us. But if you're on paper charts and that's an issue for you right now, we have lots of resources to help you get those scanned in and put into your actual system. And then how to also convert into doing, if you have like a current CRM system, you can bulk upload your patient names, birthdays, emails to at least get the patients in there to start. And then if you're using a different system, we also migrate data for you. So if you're using a lot of the more popular systems on the market, even some that aren't so popular, we'll do the migration for you to get things into our system. So take the training, chat. We hear the same question sometimes 10 times. It's totally fine. Keep asking it. But Victoria runs our sales and training team, and her group is always on call to help you. They do a fantastic job. So let us know. We want to help you. We'd love to help people. Let us help you make it successful.
And you guys are great because we'll also get an email with like new feature this week, and this is how to learn about it. And then you'll see it on, social media. They'll post it on Instagram. So there's a variety of ways for you to kind of incorporate, learning and sending it on to your staff or whomever too, which is good.
We had a question about migration. It's like, I wouldn't say pennies, but it's not a whole lot per record. So if you'll shoot us a text, or an email or a chat, we'll give you an exact figure based on the system that you have, what you want to migrate over, and how many records you have. And we do it basically at cost. So it's pretty inexpensive and it's really, really fast. So let us know and we'll help you get migrated. Okay, in our 2 minutes we have left, thank you for coming on and sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Go check out her Instagram page. Tell us your handle for Instagram.
Dr.Renee Moran, Medical Aesthetics.
Okay, go follow her. She'll be one of our speakers at Aesthetic Next.
Yes.
We'll be talking a lot about her practice flow and her operations, maybe doing some more talks now that we've extended our hours.
Okay.
So we'll see her in September.
Yeah.
And then if you have questions, let us know. We would love to hear from you and do whatever we can to help get you guys started with Aesthetic Record. So.
Yeah, and if anyone has questions about me being a user and anything that you want to ask me, I'm definitely available. You can email us at info@drmoran.co.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
We appreciate your perspective. Yes, stay healthy. You at the hospital for sure stay healthy.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. We'll see ya.